Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Last week we covered my Players Cup 4 run, which was with a super standard Sun team because, I actually wanted to do well there. But this week we're back to trying something really fun. This is actually responding to a comment from a couple videos back requesting a Drampa team. It turned out to be a ton of fun, so let's take an in-depth look because I'm actually pretty proud of this one. And if anyone wants to do suggestions for teams in the future, feel free to. Also, this might get a little in-depth, so feel free to skip ahead to the games. I'm adding timestamps from now on. So, anyway, we should start by going over what Drampa is, because it's the centerpiece of this team, and it's actually pretty uncommon. Very unique, but solid typing in Dragon Normal. Very slow, base speed of 36, crazy high base special attack of 135, mediocre defenses, and some very interesting ability choices in Cloud9, cancels weather, Berserk, gives it extra special attack when it hits 50%, and Sap Zipper, immunity to grass. Gives attack boosts, but doesn't matter for a special attacker. Immediately, I'm thinking this is a special Trick Room Sweeper, so I gave it max HP and special attack, dual stabs, and Hyper Voice and Draco Meteor. And then I saw it had access to Snarl, which only usually works on slow mons if they have bulk, so I also gave it AV to let it tank special attackers while it cripples them. Snarl also gives us access to Max Darkness, that gives us special defense drops for Drampa itself, which is pretty nice if we're maxing it. Since it's AV, I get to have a 4th coverage move instead of Protect, and I eventually chose Ice Beam because it covers some of the rest of the team's weaknesses, and particularly big meta threats like Lando and Chomp. I did go with Flamethrower initially, including when I recorded the video. This intro is being recorded after the fact, but the Paste and the Rental will have Ice Beam because it really is better in this context. Anyway, so after I decided the Drampa is going to be a Dynamax target Trick Room Sweeper, I needed a setter for Trick Room. I normally default to P2 for this role, but since I'll be doubling up on fighting weaknesses with Drampa, I decided to go with Dusclops, and it just has great type synergy with Drampa, with the normal type. They can switch into fighting and ghost moves for each other really well. Otherwise, it's a very normal set, physically bulky, running Haze because our Trick Room mons don't have any setup. And yeah, it does pretty well for us in this role. So then, since we have our special Dynamax target, we want a physical one too. I eventually landed on Azumarill. It's pretty unusual, but its typing and absolutely insane power are just great for the role. Just for reference, max attack Azumarill has 112 attack. Pretty low, actually. But that gets doubled to 224 because of its ability Huge Power. For reference, Glastrier hits 216, so that little rabbit is stronger than Glastrier. It doesn't have its bulk, but that's really something crazy. So that and Life Orb together is just nuts. I think it's the priority from Aquajet too. Water Fairy typing also protects Dusclops from dark types, Drampa from dragon and fighting types, and Drampa covers its electric and grass weaknesses, so, free typing synergy there too. We don't have anything for its poison weakness, but the only relevant poison attackers, in my opinion, or at least experience, are Nihilego and Venusaur. And as far as Nihilego is concerned, Azumarill absolutely destroys Nihilego, even outside of Trick Room, because Aquajet is an Oko, because of that insane attack power I was just talking about. As for Venusaur, we have other answers, and that answer is Volcarona. It's another really underrated mon, with, again, a monstrous base special attack stat of 135, and base 100 speed. This one here is our Sun counter, like I was saying just now, but it's not running Goggles, and the reason for that is that we've got Drampa's Cloud9 ability. This is another nice bit of synergy here, and it cancels Sun. 204 speed EVs gives us 146 speed points at level 50, obviously, and that beats out even timid max speed Venusaur after we cancel its Chlorophyll. So now, apart from not just being boring, Volcarona is actually a much better fit for this team than the standard, Goggles Rotom Heat that I would probably put in this slot. Due to that higher speed, lack of reliance on setup, it has Quiver Dance, but it doesn't need it because of that monster special attack, and resistance to fighting moves that Drampa hates. Last benefit, lack of Levitate. You might ask why no Levitate is a good thing. You want to be immune to ground attacks most of the time, right? And the reason for that is that we're also running Indeedee here. So this is the most basic Indeedee set imaginable. Focus Sash, max defense and HP. And it does give us that very passive guaranteed Trick Room setup, which is just very nice to have for a team that's almost hard Trick Room. But the other cool thing it does is it enables our Volcarona to go for Quiver Dances because Psychic Terrain protects it from Fake Out. That's a privilege that Rotom doesn't get for its Nasty Plot setup, which it really needs to do significant damage most of the time. Indeedee also kind of functions as an off-brand Clefairy for our big, powerful max targets. you can absolutely lead in DD Azumarill, for example, and just pick up 2 big KOs right off the bat and sweep in the endgame. And it can also be switched in to cancel opposing Rillaboom's terrain. When they threaten Azumarill, we're not running Sap Sipper on Azumarill, so Rillaboom's a big threat there. And speaking of Rillaboom, that is also our final team member. This is a standard Miracle Seed set, but it works perfectly to round out our Fire, Water, Grass core, and it also enables Dusclops to set Trick Room with Fake Out if we want to have a less passive Trick Room lead, but also still have the ability to try to ensure it goes up. And it also works well in and out of Trick Room while also being a solid max option. Anyway, I've rambled on for long enough, so let's play some games. Whoops, okay, so I messed up and just started recording. So what we're up against is a Regigigas Weezing team. It had Sun and Registeel in the back. I'm really hoping yes, okay, so they opened Gigas Weezing. That's great because we kind of accounted for that. I went with as safe of a lead as possible with Indeedee Dusclops for this, purely because we really need Trick Room up against this team. Torkoal could be a bit of a problem, but we do have Water Resists with Azumarill and Drampa in the back, what I chose to bring. So we're going with the absolute safest play here. Follow me, Trick Room. Reason for this, I know that we could, in theory, target the Weezing, but with an Expanding Force. But I don't know if it kills without the terrain, since it suppresses my Indeedee's terrain. And also, these Weezings tend to carry Taunt. So my suspicion is that they would absolutely go for it, and they probably still will. It would be smart too, because even then you can, you can stop the Indeedee from doing Follow Me on the next turn. Though I am a little surprised that Gigas maxes. They could attempt to play this slower. They're kind of playing into our hands here. Darkness. That's actually unusual. They were probably banking on our Indeedee not having Focus Sash. But, even if we didn't have Focus Sash, we'd probably be running Colper Berry, and we are max defense. So this is fine no matter what. I think we're doing great into this. So they were probably banking on that killing, and then they can taunt. Yeah, so our Indeedee lives with 1 HP and is taunted, and we are going to get our Trick Room up. So this is a pretty great start for us. Really about as good of a first turn as we can ask for. So for now, I know that they could protect Weezing, and in fact, I think it's a smart move, but we're really doing nothing getting Chip into Gigas and, Nightshade onto a normal type, not great. So let's just double into the Weezing and hope for the best. Wow, no protect. Okay, we might just kill this thing. Let's see here. Nightshade does some Chip. And Expanding Force. We get the kill. Amazing. That could not have been more perfect. We already knew it was Life Orb, but we get our Psychic Terrain up. That's great. Future Expanding Forces will be stronger now. I think we're going to just stall out their whole max with us. Let's see who they target. Okay, they target Dusclops. And, that's reasonably smart because they don't want to give us a free switch-in into our Trick Room Sweepers. But the thing is, they're just allowing Dusclops and Indeedee to just stall out their entire max. Our Sweepers will come out after their max is over, and then we can just sweep through them. Okay, Registeel. It's actually great because we have Haze, and we don't even have to worry about it yet, where we should be underspeeding. I would like I wanted the free switch in, but I forgot about the taunt. Okay, so we can, Pain Split should do a little more than Nightshade, maybe. Actually, not sure, depending on how much HP Registeel has, but we get the heal up, and that's really good. They go for Iron Defense. That is fine. They are that slow start Gigas is absolutely not touching our Dusclops. Yeah, Darkness again. We don't care about that. Once the Registeel has stacked up some boosts, we can haze them away, and that is amazing. And we'll just continue to chip with Expanding Force. I don't think it'll do much, but everything helps. And that is better than I honestly expected. I'm pretty happy with that. Their max is over now. We're in a great spot. Okay, so yeah, I still have one more turn of taunt. and 2 more turns of Trick Room. And a bunch of special defense drops that really don't matter. So we've got attack with Indeedee, and I think we do the same with Clops, because we really just don't care about Registeel's defense boosts for now. We will eventually, especially because we got Drampa in the back. But they're absolutely not killing Clops yet, so we can hold off doing Haze for 1 more turn, but we really can't let them hit our Drampa with a boosted Body Press. That would be bad. And they clearly have that in mind, stacking these defense boosts, but really, if they have Amnesia, I really feel like they should be going for that now. You know, doesn't really matter since we can get rid of the boost, but they don't necessarily know we have Haze. So in their position, I think Amnesia is definitely the right play, and they're not going for it. Wow, that is just some great damage. Indeedee might be the MVP of this game. Okay, Taunt is over, and we have 1 more turn of Trick Room. I think we do go for that Follow Me now. So we can get our switch in, and now's the time to Haze with Clops. I don't know how much longer it's living, and like I said, I really don't think Drampa wants to take that boosted Body Press. Even an unboosted one would probably hurt a lot. Follow Me comes out. That Iron Defense is nothing, really nothing, because we just got rid of it. Okay, the Earthquake is really weird, honestly, on Gigas. Normally I go for high horsepower, but Dusclops survive, so we are still in a great spot here. We get our free switch in regardless, so didn't need to Follow Me, could have done Expanding Force, it's fine. Let's bring out Drampa. You know, Azumarill might be able to take out Registeel at this range, but I'd like to guarantee it with our Max Fire move here. I think we do need to max, though, here, because if they do double Drampa with the with Body Press and maybe Giga Impact from Regigigas, it could go down, especially because it's got Assault Vest. We're going for Trick Room here. I guess we just effectively make them choose, right? The one downside of all this is that they did stall out our Trick Room, but you know, even if they get rid of Clops here, which they almost certainly will, they're not going to let it live at such low health. It's fine because it means Drampa lives and gets to pick up this KO. But yeah, there's a knockoff. That's fine. Clops is going down. Let's see what Registeel does here. Body Press, how much do we take? That's a lot, like I was thinking, but it's less than it could be. We're very lucky we had Haze here. Flare should absolutely kill it. Great, so we get our big Grandpa Dragon, picks up its first kill of the day. Setting that Sun that doesn't do anything for us because of our own Cloud 9. So that's not amazing, but it actually is a big part of having this Cloud 9 ability that allows Drampa to not mess with Azumarill, because now our water attacks on Azumarill are totally unaffected by our own Sun. So that's pretty great. And the other thing is that Psychic Terrain is gone. So that times up perfectly with Gigas having its act together on this turn. We can just Aqua Jet with it. And their last one is a Lecky, though, and I don't love that. We really do have to take it out. I think we Wormwind it. The real thing is what we do with the Azumarill. If they protect Gigas, then that's a problem, because they can kill with the Lecky. I think we're just going to go for the Aqua Jet, though. Because if we don't do that and we protect our Azumarill and they double, no protect, amazing. Okay, cool. So Gigas is gone. Well, yeah, like I was saying, if they doubled Drampa instead of protecting, then there was a chance we just lost there. But yeah, Drampa takes that resisted Thunderbolt with its AV and its Max perfectly. That's a dead Alecki, and we get our first win of the day. So amazing. Drampa showed off its power, its bulk, and our Trick Room opener worked really well. Good game to my... Okay, game 2, and I actually remember to record early this time at Team Preview. Great. So this is a pretty standard Cole team by the looks of it. I think this variant runs Crit Kiss and Life Orb Bolt instead of the normal support set. Honestly, I don't love Rillaboom as a setter here, like to help set up, because we kind of want it for their Water Urshifu. That's definitely Water Urshifu. So let's be safe and lead Indeedee Clops again. Azumarill's a no-brainer because we absolutely need it for Cole. And then, you know, we really can't bring Drampa because or Volcarona. Everything here murders it. The rocks, the fighting moves, the fairy moves, etc. So I think we just bring Boom in the back. Like I said, Water Urshifu is definitely a threat here. Azumarill does kind of handle it too, but we don't want to overload it with other stuff. Yeah, and if nothing else, even if they don't bring the Water Urshifu, I think Rillaboom should still be good just because of fake out pressure. And we have knockoff, which can also be nice. A lot of stuff here does resist grass, but having that coverage makes knockoff sometimes be a nice option over something like Woodhammer, which I will normally run on a Miracle Seed set. See, our opponent's getting very close to timing out here. That is a pretty cool trainer card, honestly. I think I need to redo mine again. All right, what are you leading with, though? My opponent leads Incineroar and Togekiss. You know, I really don't like to see that. I'd hoped for something a little more offensive, less spread damage. It's probably the best possible lead for them into our super passive lead, and this is why Indeedee Clops can be bad. It does guarantee your Trick Room, but it leaves you without the ability really to deal damage. Last game we got kind of lucky with Weezing being weak to Indeedee's psychic damage, but that's not the usual. Okay, so I'm a little worried they're just gonna go for Snarl and Dazzle, around Indeedee entirely. So I don't think they can kill Clops, so we could get greedy here and go for Expanding Force. At least put some chip onto Togekiss, and then hopefully still get the Trick Room up. Wait. Really wish we could go back on this like showdown, because Incin could have Taunt, which is actually really common these days. I should have just gone for the safe play. Let's see here. How much does Dazzle do? A decent chunk. No crits, which is lucky, but yeah, there's the taunt. Okay. I really should have seen this one coming, and that's going to put us in a really bad spot. Do we at least get a decent bit of chip out of Expanding Force? Answer's kind of no, to be honest. So at this point, I don't really know what we do here. This is not a good position. We really can't. These two in front are sitting ducks, but we can't let our stuff in the back take any hits. Both of them wreck Boom, and I really need to max Azumarill against Cole. So I can't even paint split. Okay. Yeah, I think we just got to attack. Just double into that Togekiss. I know it could have Protect, but it has no reason to Protect since they want to use those taunt turns to do damage. And there's the crit. Yeah, that makes sense. Parting shot though from Incin. That's interesting, because I think that's actually a throw on our opponent's part. Like, I know they just lowered Indeedee's special attack, but Incin was immune to that. And they just saw that Indeedee wasn't really doing much to Togekiss. So I don't think that was a really good play on their part. Dragapult. Okay, I mean, it will still take some chip. That's something. Our opponent's still definitely in the lead, but I don't hate this either. Yeah, that Expanding Force chip is pretty solid. And the Nightshade too. Yeah, I think Togekiss is in range of another Nightshade. So I think if we have any hope of getting Trick Room up this game, we've got to sack Indeedee this turn. That's kind of our win con here. And then we have the Nightshade. Like I said, we can't switch. And if we're lucky and they don't protect or swap Togekiss, that could get a kill. Maybe Pult though, to discourage them maxing it. But nah, I mean, if they do max it, it's not going to take anything. I think we just go for this kill. No max. Okay. So maybe it was better into Pult, but there's also no Protect from Togekiss. So, all right, Dragon Darts. That's actually really smart because the second one could hit Clops. No second one. Okay, I actually was not aware of that mechanic. That works out really well in our favor here. And yeah, Dusclops lives, and we get a kill off in Togekiss. Okay, so this was a really bad start for us, but we're actually pretty even in terms of overall damage here. They do have a setup for Cole now, though, with Pult. In fact, they may have even wanted us to kill Togekiss. Yeah, I think we got to bring out Azumarill here. If they bring Cole here, yeah, they bring Cole. Okay, this is our moment. This is their moment to set it, but I think we can just kill it. The only thing I'm a little scared of is max overgrowth. but I think we really got to max an attack here. There's really no other way around it. Let me just calc real quick. I have Azumarill pulled up. Okay, we actually survive a +2 overgrowth. It's kind of nuts. That's one of the reasons why I was considering putting a V on Azumarill. But the fact that we survive the +2 overgrowth means there's really no reason not to do this. Yeah, and then we should go with Trick Room too, since the taunt is over. They've got to choose which one to stop, and I think that we can just flat out kill this Colt. If they, I know I was saying we needed to get Trick Room out, but if we just kill Colt, then I think we win regardless. And they're maxing it. Okay, I think this is gonna work out for us. Just got to see how this game plays out. Here comes the big bad bunny. Kind of cool that we got to max both of our main Trick Room sweepers so far. Just need a game with Volcarona now. Alright, yeah, and Surf, obviously. I guess they could have max guarded or something, but I don't really see the point in that. Who are you targeting is the question, Cole. That was actually a lot of damage onto the Colt, too. I guess it's because it's Life Orb Bolt. That makes a little sense. Volcarona onto Dusclops. Okay, yeah, I mean, no Trick Room for us, but I feel like they should have done Sun, like Max Flare, maybe, to lower the damage from Geyser, but I don't think it matters. Like, with the raw power Azumarill has, even in the Sun, we would have killed, so... Yeah, I guess the Residual was their best bet, but that is one dead Coalossal. Wow, okay. I mean, the rocks are nice for them, but I'm pretty sure we can just murder them now. They may have a Rillaboom in the back, but we can always fake it out if that is the case, because we've got our Rillaboom coming out, free switching from the dead Colt. No other choice here. Bring out Rillaboom. And they've got their Incin. Right, of course, it was Incin. From the beginning. I think we just win then. Yeah. So Pult might Phantom Force. And in fact, if I was them, that's absolutely what I'd do. Regardless, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I guess they could Will-O-Wisp maybe, but even then, I know we're at -1, but Azumarill is just so strong. We've got the Rain. We've got the super effective on Incin. I think the only play here is just to double the Incin with Fake Out, and then no matter what Dragapult does, it's at half health. It's a 2v1. We've got Play Rough when this is over. Starfall actually, it's only our first turn at max, so yeah, I mean regardless what they do, I think we've got this game wrapped up. But let's see how it plays out. Yep, we got our Fake Out off, which makes sense. There's no way that Incin outspeeds our Rillaboom unless it's like Jolly or something. And yeah, Phantom Force, great. So we called that one. That's awesome. Here comes the Geyser. Right into Incin. Awesome. That is dead. And now when that Dragapult reappears, we get to murder it. The rocks happen, but that's too little too late. I mean, this is just kind of a case of like, Cole is very powerful, and our opponent did a really good job of positioning themselves such that we gave them the KO to get Cole out there. But you still need to take a look at your opponent's team and see if Cole is the right max option. And this turn is a no-brainer. I don't even think Dragapult can kill Rillaboom with Phantom Force. We have solid physical defense. And yeah, no way. So Rillaboom will get the honors here. But yeah, I mean, I think this might have been a game where our opponent maybe wanted to max their Togekiss or their Dragapult, but yeah, not how it worked out. Good game to my opponent here. Let's move on to the last one. Okay, this will be our last game of the day. Let's see what our opponent is bringing here. It looks like a really hyper offensive team. I I think we definitely want our Trick Room up, and this might be a decent chance to actually use Rillaboom to assist setting Trick Room instead of Indeedee in case they lead Milotic. If we go that passively, they can set up coils, and I don't love that. And this is actually a solid game for Volcarona too, just because of that Kartana. As for our last, I think I do like Azu. Cinderace and Kartana really wreck Drampa here. And I can't snarl the Milotic because of competitive, so I think Azu is just, the clear choice. It doesn't necessarily have great typing matchups. Play rough into Dragapult could be good. Aqua Jet into Cinderace if it's the right type could be good, and so on. But it's not so much that it's the best for the that it's really good for the situation, as it is that the other mons we have are absolutely not good. So we're just gonna have to play through it. And Azu can be an absolutely great cleaner just because of that raw power I mentioned. And its priority with Aqua Jet. We will want to get rid of Lele's terrain for that, though. Okay, and they're leading Lele cart. Unless that is a very slow Lele, which I'd have to imagine this is a very fast Lele on a team with Tailwind and so on, maybe even Choiced or something. Yes, so our terrain overwrites theirs. That's a really solid start. Let's see what our Frisk shows us about them. AB Cart, it's very standard. Wise Glass is Lele. That's really weird. So they're not choiced. What does that mean? Maybe Taunt? I think some people do that. And Lele usually isn't max, so I think we fake out Lele to prevent the Taunt, and we go for the Trick Room. Cart's a way more common Trick Room option, or max option, so that makes sense. And they are maxing something. Let's see what it is there. If we're faking out their max option, that isn't good. Okay, it is Lele. I don't love that. This, by not love, I mean, I think this might be game over on turn 1. Our fake out does pretty much nothing, maybe literally nothing because of the grassy terrain. And Night Slash on Kartana? Is that a thing that people run? I didn't know they got that. And Phantasm. Wow, our Dusclops is physically invested. I don't know if it lives this. What is this Pokemon? That is absolutely amazing. We're still gonna get our Trick Room off. I love it. Okay, that's great. All right, so for this turn, God, I really wish I had Wood Hammer, because at this point I think we want to Pain Split with Dusclops, and we want to get rid of that Lele. Because we just have fire damage in the back for Cart, right? If we had Wood Hammer, we could do that, but I think just Knock Off and Pain Split is good. We'll get the healing first, and then we'll damage it. At the very least, we can get rid of its Wise Glasses, and I don't think there's anything they can do to stop us from getting this doubled in off. Pain Split. Good, okay, that's some decent healing. And then how much is Knock Off going to do? Nice, okay, so they're already at 50%. I like that a lot. Then Mindstorm, though, and into Rillaboom. Okay, does that kill us? It doesn't. Kind of surprising. We have some bulk, but we're not AV, so that's kind of surprising. Now, does Clops live another Night Slash? It took less than 50 last time, but... Why? Okay, it was a crit. That makes sense. Also, they had a defense drop from Phantasm. Okay, yeah, Clops is going down that turn. I probably should have seen that coming. And if that was the case, then maybe Glide and Nightshade was the play. Anyway, so from here, Azu likes Trick Room better, but Volk should scare out Cart. I think I like Volcarona, and the reason for that is that we're running Modest. And I know we have a higher base speed than Lele does, but yeah, because we're Modest and we're not max speed at EV invested, we might still underspeed. I think we should. And then we can do Flutterby on Cart, which should be neutral, but Cart has garbage special defense. It does have that EV, but we can just knock it off and guarantee the kill there. So if we knock off Cart, get rid of its AV, then use Flutterby on it, we can pick up a kill, and we can lower Tapu Lele's special attack, so it doesn't do too much to us in return. This kind of banks on Volk underspeeding, though, so, moment of truth here. They're not. They didn't switch out, which means we could have gone for Heat Wave and sacked Volk, and then brought in Azu afterwards. We do get to see the big moth though, so that's kind of cool. Actually got all three of our big max options this time, so that's awesome. Knockoff shouldn't do too much since it's physically. Okay, it's a crit. Yeah, it's physically defensive, but it shouldn't have done nearly that much. But here's another Mind Storm. Oh, that means they're slower than us, huh? Okay, that was the gamble we took. That's a lot of damage. I really didn't want to take that much on Volk. We would have lived it had we not maxed, so that could have been a nice sack there. No way to know, though, you know, what Lele's spread was, so that would have been really risky. We at least get the cart down and we lower its special attack. All right, who are you bringing out next is the question. Cinderace. Okay. That's pretty good since Trick Room's still up, and their max is over. So here, I guess Boom needs to get rid of Lele since it's slower under Trick Room. And just Knockoff should do the trick. We saw how much that did when it was maxed, and now it's not. No, wait. Yeah, we can do Glide instead. That's fine. Airstream. I would like to Airstream Cinderace, honestly, but we are in Trick Room, and I don't want to set Sun either because of Azu in the back. We don't have Drampa to neutralize it. I think we just got to Flutterby. I know it's not very effective, and I know we're going to go before Cinderace since it's fire typing. We'll make it resist that, and it won't get the chance to change it, but it should still be decent. Let's see the Glide here. Does this kill? Yeah, it does. Okay, so that's a dead Lele. Maybe we should have targeted Cinderace, though, since it has the -1, but it's fine. Flutterby still does a chunk. You know, I wonder if Airstream would have killed. There's no stab, but maybe. I don't think Cinderace could kill us here, though. Bounce is their only super effective move, usually. Wider. You know, I was just talking to someone about Acrobatic Cinderace, and yeah, wow, that kills, because we got rid of their Wider just there. We do get a burn, though. That's nice, but geez, I did not see Acrobatic Cinderace coming. That's nuts. I really expected to live that turn, to be honest. At least the burn is pretty clutch. That Flame Body ability, it actually did come in handy more than I thought in practice. So it's all down to Azumarill, who at least gets a turn in Trick Room, so that's nice. And they're bringing up Pult, so that's also pretty good for us. So from here, what's the best play? I think we split our damage. Yeah, hopefully Knockoff does a solid enough chunk to Cinderace, but once again, I really wish I had Woodhammer. And then we play rough the Dragapult since... Yeah, you know, I wonder if Glide actually does more here to... Oh, and they protect. That really not ideal. Oh, they really called us out. Okay, so I really need this Knockoff to kill. Because I know our terrain is gone, and it's resisted, but oh god, and Pyro Ball, does it hit? Yeah, it does. Okay. Our opponent really outplayed us that turn. The good news is the burn will kill Cinderace, but actually yeah. That was actually pretty clutch because we didn't have Aqua Jet to kill it because of the Psychic Terrain. So, and they're gonna Phantom Force this turn, undoubtedly. So it comes down to two things here. Yeah, there's the Phantom Force. So it comes down to two things. Do we survive a Phantom Force, which you know, still a very powerful Dragapult, and their Cinderace had White Herb, so I have to imagine this one's Life Orb. But after that, it's do we hit Play Rough? I have actually lost a lot of games to this 90% accurate move missing. So Phantom Force, good job, Azumarill. Okay, not the bulkiest rabbit out there, so that's nice. And yeah, it was Life Orb. Play Rough connects. All right, good stuff. Okay, so we actually end up taking it. Got to max Volcarona. Pretty happy about that. Good game to my opponent once again. Well, thanks everyone for watching if you made it this far. As always, rental and paste are at the beginning of the video and in the description. If anyone would like to give me more suggestions, this was a really fun team building exercise, and I'd love to try some more if I can. Also, thanks for 50 subs. I know it's small, but it's nice to know people are enjoying this content. Until next week.